Hey guys, Morten and Henning from FlippedNormals here. And in today's video, we are having a look at the top creator stores available on FlippedNormals. They have a bunch of different products to offer, everything from character tutorials, showing you the full character creation process from start to finish, real-time environment tutorials, alphas, Kitbash pieces, everything you really need to either do characters, environments, anything for games or props.
We are really proud of all the creators we have, so let's get into it and let's see what they have to offer.
We just want to remind you that currently we're having a 40% summer sale on all products on the FlippedNormals marketplace, including all the products we're about to show you in this video.
The first creator we are looking at is Nexttut Education. They have some of the best training on FlippedNormals, and we've also gone through some of these in the videos we've done this entire week as well. They have phenomenal training when it comes to particularly characters, but also some on environments as well. A lot of them are real time. I think most of them are real time, where they really go start to finish, where they show every single step, start to finish, where you can really follow along with it. Here we are looking at the male character creation ZBrush. This is an awesome course, which is over 30 hours long, and you can make this character start to finish. Really cool course, and I think you'll really like it.
Next up, we're looking at Jonas Rönnego's store, JROTools. And Jonas does a variety of products, which are really cool for speeding up your workflows. It's a mix of alphas, Kitbash models. There's also tutorials as well as decals, and really focused on hard surface. Both when it comes to the tutorials and the actual products, there's a real focus on the hard surface aspect. Like Jonas is really known for all of his alphas, and I think it's kind of what made his name in the beginning, and there's a reason for it. It covers everything you need if you're getting into any kind of hard surface detailing. At this point, especially with the offer, they're basically like $3 for any kind of hard surface alpha. There's no need to go through the trouble, I feel like, to create these yourselves when you have hundreds of brushes available from products like the ones he offers. This one, for example, his volume 1 of hard surface, 325 different kinds of alphas, I think. And it's just the plethora of alphas in there, the variety, everything you need from like nuts and bolts to tiny details, inserts. I guess everything you could really want in a hard surface alpha kit.
I really can't think of anything which is better for input-output in terms of hard surface. Like, what's the least amount of work you can do in order to improve your art the most? Having hard surface alphas like this will improve it by far the most compared to how much how much effort it requires to acquire it.
Yeah, because just think about it, like modeling all like the tiny little inserts and rivets in a model. It's not very economical, especially when it comes to games. So these kinds of alphas could really help speed that up and take your work to the next level.
Then we're looking at Victory 3D. We've also spoken about some of these in the last week as well, where they have some really, really high quality training. This is also mostly real time as well, and they cover a lot of props, a lot of characters, and also environments.
They're really great as a well-rounded store. There isn't a particular focus on one thing. Oftentimes you'll see a creator focus on only one thing, right? So they say something like characters. One of the things I like about Victory 3D is the variety. There's both characters, environments, and props in there. So it's for anyone, especially just starting out. If you want to learn anatomy, if you want to learn anything about environments for games, I think this is the perfect place to start.
This is an awesome tutorial, which also goes start to finish over 29 hours on how to create this Nick Fury character. You learn everything from getting it started in ZBrush to using like XYZ to really texture it up, and then to finalizing the character as well.
Next up, we have Nicholas Swingedau's store, which includes, and we've spoken about these before, they include a lot of VDM brushes and alphas for especially creatures, fantasy style creatures, but also some which are focused on hard surface detailing. Where I think his store really shines though is definitely the VDM brushes for creatures. If you're concepting anything, you have a rough shape already blocked out, this is basically what you want to do. You don't want to spend too much time trying to noodle stuff yourself, blocking out shapes, when you can just use a VDM brush, throw it on there to see if this is the kind of shape you're actually going for.
Yeah, when it comes to this, imagine that your competition is sculpting everything by hand and you have VDM brushes you can use and Kitbashes and all that. You will just have a clear edge over your competition when it comes to the speed and the quality. You can make 10 versions while your competition can make 1 version. Then we have Travis Davids. Travis Davids is one of our longest time creators on FlippedNormals, and he's a phenomenal artist. His store is pretty eclectic. He has tutorials and assets around a generalist pipeline where it seems like he's making tutorials kind of for his past self and for and assets as well, which is more what do you need for this specific product or for this specific job he's doing. So he has awesome stuff for Marvelous. He has really cool cloth packs. We talked about this in one video as well. The tileable roughness maps as well. We really like those. Really cool tileable displacement maps as well.
It's kind of the same approach as our store, actually. You know, for example, the FlippedNormals lighting scene or our creature kit, the skin kit. These were all products created out of necessity. And that's one of the things I like about Travis's store. It has the same feel, you can tell. He definitely needed some of these, especially with the roughness maps. The roughness maps is a very popular product. And, you know, you can tell that it's one of those, it solves a pain from long ago. And now you can just keep reusing it for all your future projects. Then next up we have Bernhard. Bernhard has a similar looking store to Nicolas Swingadau, but this is more focused on the finished insert mesh pieces. So not the VDM brushes so much, although he does have that as well. But what I think is his strongest products are definitely the insert mesh brushes, where you have a full mesh that you can sort of kitbash around, but kitbash for creatures instead of hard surface. It makes it really fast to just quickly build up different kinds of creatures, different kinds of characters to see what exactly is the feel that you're going for.
Then we have Daniel Thiger, who's probably the most well-known substance designer artist out there. He has a bunch of really, really cool resources and training for substance designer, from like really cool nodes, which you can use to like utility nodes you can use to actually create more things in Designer yourself, to something like melting snow nodes, which are already done, which you can take apart, learn from them or use them. Then he also has a 5-part fundamental series as well, where he talks about how he's using Substance Designer.
Yeah, I think the fundamental series is a great starting point for anyone wanting to get into Designer. Designer can be one of those things that's hard to tackle, but Daniel does it very well. Keeps it very nicely paced, and this 5-part series basically takes you through everything you need to know in order to get started.
And as a little sneaky announcement as well, we also have our own Designer tutorial coming out soonish as well. But don't tell anyone.
It's a secret.
It's a secret.
Not anymore.
I spoiled it.
Next up, we have Oleg's store. And Oleg is very focused on Kitbash, but Kitbash for hard surface. These are very, I would say, sci-fi mech focused, which makes it really cool for quickly concepting up any kind of mech-like either structure or character. One of the coolest ones that he has in his store, I think, is the 500 pieces mega pack, and it's 500 pieces, and it, like, when you see it, it's overwhelming how many objects are actually in here. They're done with fusion, which means they're super clean. You know, it's also high poly, but it's just ready to use. You throw it in there, you combine a few of the pieces to see, okay, you want to make your favorite Gundam looking character, get this kit and start playing around with it.
Then we have Digital Creator School. This is a really awesome creator who focuses a lot on Maya basics. So if you're interested in learning Maya really well, he has such a good library of tutorials. He has a lot of them which focuses on like modeling and all that, but also on animation as well. So if you're interested in animation rigging, we highly recommend this creator.
Yeah, sometimes it can be hard to find really good animation focused tutorials, but I think Lucas does it very well in his courses. So definitely be sure to check that out. Next up, we have Milad, who focuses a lot on ornamental details, which I guess you can tell from this. Kind of like with Jonas Rønnegård, where you have the hard surface alphas. This is in the same vein, but more for your Baroque/Russian extravagant architecture, I suppose. It's one of those things that take hundreds of hours to make, and you don't want to sit down and make this every single time. So being able to get a kit like this significantly speeds up your workflow. Like take this product, for example, the 150 ornament brushes. which includes the 3D models of the Ornament brushes as well, plus 7 video tutorials with more, I think it's like 400 minutes of video tutorial where he goes through how to actually create these brushes for yourself. So if you're missing something from these kits, Milad actually teaches you how to do it for yourself, which is amazing because then you're not just restricted to whatever you can buy.
Wizix is a really, really phenomenal generalist, and you can tell that his products reflect that. He has products, for instance, like the Blue Alley, which is a full tutorial covering how to make that entire piece start to finish. He has making a Pokemon, which is also his entire process on making the Pokemon. Then he also has really cool plugins for Maya, like Plugit, Cable Script, which focuses on doing really cool hard surface and cables in Maya. So very, very functional utilities, which can really speed up your work. I mean, if you're doing cables and you're not using like a cable script like that, you're going to be spending 20 times as much time as you would normally.
One of the things I wanted to highlight for Wizix was his shaded script. So it's a plugin for Maya that uses Arnold that allows you to really quickly shade up your models. I think one of the coolest things about this is that it's fully procedural, meaning that you can actually skip out on the UV step. If you're just doing something really fast, you're concepting something up, you can load up shaded, throw on the shaders from there, and procedurally add noise, dirt, bump, scratches, anything you can really think of to make a complete shader, but inside of Arnold, sort of bypassing the need for actually going to something like Substance, for example.
And then for our last creator, we are looking at 3D Armzep, which has amazing industrial hard surface pieces. This is such a cool store. If you're doing anything industrial, like you will be crazy not to get something from this one. If you're like, you can see all the cranes, the factory pieces, the electrical towers. This would take you thousands of hours to model. Now you can quickly get them in there, kitbash it around, design your scene, and also use them for your final scene.
Yeah, if you're building something like a shipyard, getting the industrial tanks and then the crane pack, I don't know, something like $12 combined at the moment, save you, lots of days just modeling this up and placing it everywhere. I think this is the perfect companion for doing exactly that kind of work.
So with that said, that was all of our, we have many more creators, but that's all the creators for this video. We have, the FlippedNormals summer sale is still very much ongoing, and everything is currently 40% off, including everything you just saw in this video.